This conference will now be recorded.
Well, hello and welcome to video 4, our last video in the series, and this is on exponential growth. Now, we're going to talk about a concept today, and it's really simple. It's happening in your life every minute of every day. The concept is called exponential growth, and I'm going to go through it and how it relates to 4 very specific things. But it's happening in anything that can be digitized, anything that can be represented in ones and zeros. But specifically for your business, from a marketing standpoint and from a targeting standpoint, these 4 things are going to change marketing. The 4 items you see on the screen are surrounding you every day. And I'll get into details about each of these: sensors, networks, infinite computing, and machine learning. A sensor is a device that detects information like temperature or vibration, radiation or behavior, URL level navigation, keyword search, campaign response behavior, social media behavior, and mobile behavior. This includes buying behavior, content consumption, and transaction behavior. Now, we do behavioral targeting. How do we capture all that behavior? We bring in 20 billion pieces of behavior every day. But because we do it in a people-based way, meaning we know who they are, we have their identity, we've resolved their identity, and that behavior that we collect enables us to find the patterns of previous buyers. I want to tell you that sensors, when they're connected to a network, well, that network allows you to transmit that data. Now think about that information that sensors collect. Right now, we're in a 15 billion sensor economy. Gartner, one of the largest consulting companies in the world, predicts, they're not the only one, but their prediction is that by 2020, we will be a 1 trillion sensor economy as far as networks are concerned. The biggest companies in the world are building networks: Google, Facebook, companies like Qualcomm. This means you're going to be able to collect information anywhere and pass it along the line of a network and be able to plug into that infinite computing. It's computational power that is both abundant and powerful, and it's available through companies like Amazon and IBM, so the companies like ours can have infinite computing, which we do through contracts with those companies. And what that means is when you have abundant and powerful, it becomes near free. The cost goes down. And then when you add in the machine learning, which we're going to cover here in a second, all machine learning is it's a system that can learn from the data. It learns from the information. The data teaches the computer. That's it. You feed that data, that information, into an algorithm. And that's what you and I would call a math formula. That's a training sample, right? Our training sample is the behavior, the chronological behavior that led up to a purchase. So all of that research that your prospects are doing, visiting your webpage, all of that behavior that happens leading up to when they purchase from you, we take that individual sale, that individual conversion, and we feed it into the algorithm with the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. And now imagine you could only do that for one prospect. You wouldn't learn very much. But if you had the ability to do it for thousands, what the machine learning algorithm does is it allows you to predict who's in market by analyzing all of the data, the buying behavior, that 20 billion pieces of buying behavior data that we are bringing in every day, that keyword search behavior, that navigation behavior, it comes to us in real time. And we feed it in there and we look for the pattern. So if one person buys, that's not really a pattern. But if you can overlay 50, 100, or 200 chronological paths to purchase into an algorithm, the machine learning finds the pattern. And every day, more and more sensors are coming online and bigger and better networks are being produced. So when you hear the term the Internet of Things, all we're talking about is the growth of sensors and networks. When we say IoT, or the Internet of Things, it's the Internet of everything. That's all we mean. A sensor is that device that pulls the information, it's connected to a network, and it transmits that information. A single piece of data, a single piece of information, when added to other pieces of information, creates insights. In our business, the information we get is maybe a URL level visit to a website and a keyword search. When we connect those 2 pieces, we have greater insight than we do if we just look at the URL level visit or the keyword search. What if we were able to look at hundreds of those patterns? So every day we're bringing in 20 billion pieces of behavior. They're connected to an identifier for prospects, and we're able to look at all that behavior and match it up against the buying behavior of previous purchases. And this is what we call our conversion profile. So the number one question that I get is, Caroline, how do you get all of that data? Well, we buy it. We buy raw data events. It's for sale, and so we purchase it. So through our company, you're going to be able to know when your prospects are actively pursuing a purchase of what you sell. You are part of the Internet of Things. Now, all this technology is super cool, but it's based on time-tested principles. Build the relationship before you sell. Develop trust because it's at the heart of every relationship. We do it better simply because we can do the principles that are proven to convert better using this technology. We're not just saying, go out and use this technology and robots are going to sell for us. That's not what we're saying at all. There's still the people-based part of this, the people-based marketing. And I'm not telling you that it's the technology that makes us better. We're better because of the way we use this technology to carry out time-tested, proven principles that convert. It's cool to talk about this stuff, but outside of the basic principles of conversion, helping solve people's problems, communication, that's what this is all about. We're able to communicate first, having conversations and educating and developing a relationship to build trust. All of those things can be done using sensors and networks. And when you get on the phone with us, if we haven't already explained it to you in the last 3 videos, we're more than happy to walk you through it and explain how that's done. But what it allows us to do is this. Imagine this is your marketplace. Look at this slide. Take a good look at this marketplace. I'm going to ask you a question here in just a second, and I want you to tell me, but just really take a good look at this. Okay? Now imagine having to answer this question. How many of those imaginary people in your imaginary marketplace were red? Okay, how many were red? You see, if I asked you that question, you could guess because there weren't a lot of people on that page, but what if there were 5,000 people or 50,000 people on that page? What if there were 500,000 people? You couldn't guess, and you don't want to guess. So here's the answer. You don't know, right? That's the answer. But now that you know the question, if I showed it to you again, it's really easy to find how many reds, right? Because you can count them. When you know what you're looking for, it's easy to spot them. And that's all this technology allows us to do. The color red represents the prospects that are actively pursuing a purchase of what you sell. It identifies their buying behavior. And when you're collecting 20 billion pieces of behavior and you know the people by name, all you have to do is feed it into a computer with machine learning, which is what we do, and then we're able to build a profile. And we know that when we look at this page, we're not looking for blue, and we're not looking for green, we're not looking for gold, we're looking for red. Then what we do is we take those prospects, those high probability prospects, and we only target the needles, not the haystack. We just target those prospects who are ready to buy. We make it so you're only targeting the reds. So you're going to have the ability to find every prospect that is looking for the product and service that you sell. This is going to help you acquire new customers at the lowest possible acquisition price available today, because you're not advertising to the haystack. You're only advertising to the needle. And when they get to your website, our technology is going to tell you who's on your website so that you can make that special offer to them to get them that last little bit to buying from you. Now, right now, you advertise to people to come to your website, and you pay advertising fees, and you have a window of opportunity to close them. If you're only using current retargeting technology, maybe it's 4 weeks, maybe it's 6, maybe it's 10, but you have limited opportunity. If you use our technology, not only will we make it permanent, but we're going to make that prospect, and we're going to go into our behavior databases that we're collecting 20 billion pieces of behavior on per day, and we're going to build out that prospect's chronological path to purchase using all the technology that I've told you about, and it's only going to grow. Sensors are only going to grow, right? What exponential means is that they're doubling. So think of sensors and networks and infinite computing and artificial intelligence as an exponential technology. Each and every one of them is a tool. If each of one of them are growing exponentially, meaning they're getting faster when you combine them, there's a concept called the law of acceleration. Basically, we're using faster tools to build faster tools. For instance, the current computer that you're using today came into existence because of the previous generation. The tools we're building today are going to build other tools going forward. This is only going to speed up. It's not going to slow down. And this is a disruptor. And I know that's a seriously jargon word, and I hold off saying it, but it's disruption. Anybody in marketing that's worth their salt will tell you they're going to tell you that you need to be doing people-based marketing, meaning you need to be able to recognize the customer or the prospect on all of their devices at any marketing platform, online or offline, and you need to be using machine learning. Our behavioral targeting is going to not only allow you to see people coming, but they're going to let you know where they're about to go. We offer 3 ways in which we can help you. We can provide in-market targeting. Now, these are the leads that are in the market for what you sell. You've heard me say it once, probably dozens of times in these last 3 videos, including this one. These are prospects that are actively pursuing a purchase of what you sell. We give this prospect data to you in a form and format that allows it to be permanent and you to be in control of it, and it's portable. It's multi-channel, it's multi-touch, it's multi-device. You can go to Facebook or Google or Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Amazon, Pinterest, LinkedIn. You can do email, direct mail, and even outbound call and mobile. And because you know who they are when they start, it's 100% sales match accountability, which you cannot do with anonymous tracking. With regular retargeting, if the sale closes offline, you have no idea which form of advertising drove that sale. When you start with manifest by name, you have 100% sales match accountability. Now there's more, and we'll go over that when we talk, but that's the basic fundamental of in-market targeting. The second thing we provide for you are in-funnel leads. If you think in-market is cool, in-funnel are the people that are not only actively pursuing, but they're actively pursuing it from you. Truly no better lead in the world. Now, you might say, Caroline, I can do this with retargeting. And no, you really can't. It's not permanent. It's not portable. You don't know their names. So therefore, you have no sales match accountability. So there's 2 things. You have to have 2 things when somebody is ready to say yes. You have to be top of mind, and you have to be in a relationship. If you own and control the targeting, then you own and control the amount of conversations, when they start, where they take place, and you're going to be able to do this at a lower cost than your competitor. So the in-funnel leads are invaluable to closing additional sales, and there's no better lead in the world than those. Then the last most important thing that we're going to do is we're going to do Google and Facebook lookalike matches. Now, Google and Facebook lookalike matches you've been able to do, you're going to be able to upload these in-market prospects and the in-funnel prospects that we're producing for you, and you're going to be able to go to that platform. And they're not the only platforms. Those are just 2 of the big platforms right now that are doing it. Amazon is allowing you to do this soon, and LinkedIn is allowing you to do this soon as well. And there's other platforms that you're going to be able to do this with that are coming online in the very near future. So you're going to upload that data to Google and Facebook and do lookalike matches, which is going to further drive your costs down and make your advertising more effective. So these 3 main things we do for you. We created these because we were running ads for our clients and they weren't performing like we wanted them to. That's because we kept running into the limitations of Google and Facebook, where they tell you how much you have to pay, how much you can market, how often you can market, how long the cookie lasts. And we said there has to be a better way. And we asked ourselves, wouldn't it be great if we could advertise just to the prospects we know are interested in what we sell? Then we wouldn't have to waste our ad spend on people who aren't interested in buying. And that's when we created the Maverick lead gen system using these tools we've been discussing. All these tools we've created are here to help you convert, to help you improve your profits, which is what I've been talking about for this entire video series. Now, We do all of this for our clients. The original definition of the word client is to be under another's protection. And that's why we do this. Our clients trust us to watch out for their businesses, their marketing, and their prospects. We do all this to protect our clients for one reason, and one reason only, and that's to successfully compete for profitable sales. Because today's marketplace is hyper-competitive, and it's hyper-competitive because it's data-driven, and it's a $15 billion sensor economy on its way to $1 trillion. You need protection from that. Your business needs protection from that. Now, you could ignore this and say, oh, Caroline, that sounds like hype. And I hope that you can at least give us 15 minutes on the phone. I promise you two things. I will not take more than 15 minutes on the phone unless you want to. And number two, we're going to educate you even further than we have. Okay? If you'd like to hop on a call, just reply to the email you received and we'll set something up. Thank you for your time during this video series. I hope we can connect soon.